Donald Trump had a disaster flight yesterday to give a speech. He stumbled through dishonest answers, incoherent answers, and some that were genuinely alarming. He claims Iran begged him to stop the bombing. He seems to think he only just became the president. And he also announced that if Vladimir Putin is helping Iran target American troops, he will simply ask Putin whether he did it. Because as we know, Vladimir Putin always tells Trump the truth and never manipulates him for his personal gain. Take a look at some of these clips. Donald Trump saying Iran took a beating over the last 2 weeks, and they asked us very nicely, please stop. Take a look.
You don't want to see him replaced as leader?
I haven't even thought of it.
Are you with Prime Minister Netanyahu tomorrow? Why did you ask? Why did you ask for that meeting? And are you guys on the same page on Iran? Are you on the same page on Iran? You and Prime Minister Netanyahu?
Close, yeah, pretty close. We have a little difference, but pretty close, yeah. You know, Iran took a beating over the last 14 days, and they asked us very nicely, please stop. Let's meet. And that's what we are right now. We'll see what happens. If we don't make a deal, we go back to the same thing.
That's Trump's translation of what happened. The more honest translation, and we're going to get to this later, this is a big story. The United States was rapidly burning through expensive munitions, and the military was running out of obvious targets. American personnel were being put in greater danger. We now have 18 or more deaths, and Trump needed some way to pause the bombing while declaring total victory, which of course we have not achieved, even though Trump has declared it 40 or 50 times. So naturally, Donald Trump invents this imaginary scene out of thin air where Iranian officials are just crawling over to him and saying, sir, please no more. We can't take how strongly you're winning. Now, Iran denies that any talks are happening. Trump says they begged me to stop. One of those stories has to be a lie. And Trump has spent his entire political career announcing imaginary victories. I don't have a high assessment of the honesty level of Iranian officials, but I know Trump lies all the time. Trump was asked, how much patience do you have left with this entire thing? I mean, listen, it was going to be a 2 to 3 week war. We're in week 22. And Trump goes, oh, I have plenty of time. I'll give you the translation in a moment.
The only reason they want to meet is because we've been hitting them very hard. Yeah.
How much patience do you have left with Iran, sir?
I have plenty of time. Plenty of time. Their whole shoreline's wiped out. The strait is in very good shape. And we're talking right now. You know, they wanted to talk. Their people said, please don't shoot last night, the night before, 2 nights. Don't do it. You know, we're having good talks. So we'll see what happens. I think there's a good chance that something could happen. And if it does, good. If it doesn't, we go back to doing what we were doing 2 days ago.
Trump's answer means what we've already realized and continue to learn. It's going to be a very long war. What does their shorelines wiped out even mean? Iran has roughly 1,000 miles of Persian Gulf and Gulf of Oman coastline. The Strait of Hormuz is not in very good shape. Commercial traffic has been devastated. Energy markets are disrupted. American forces are in danger. And Trump goes, I have plenty of time, and we have really no urgency here. Really disturbing, because not only have American soldiers died, not only are their families' lives now in turmoil, but just about every American is paying more for gas prices and more for stuff as a result of this. Everybody is absorbing the consequences, but Trump is not in a rush. Interesting, because it was going to be a 2 to 3 week war. Donald Trump then says, listen, I haven't even really been president very long, and I inherited the worst inflation in history from Joe Biden. Remember, Trump's now been president this second time over 550 days.
Costs are going down rapidly. Don't forget, I inherited these. I haven't been here very long. I inherited the worst inflation in history from Biden. But costs are going down rapidly. And as soon as the war is over, you're going to see a big drop.
Are you worried that the Fed's going to hike rates to counter inflation?
Well, I have a board. And Kevin's fantastic, but he's got a board. And the board members are very political, I would say. So, you know, we fight our way through the race because we're doing so well. But no, he's got a board.
Donald Trump has been president. I believe it's 555 or 556 days. At what point does he become responsible for anything? Is it after 2 years? Is it after 3 years? Is it never? And Biden did not leave Trump the worst inflation in history. Inflation was 2.9% when Joe Biden left office. And it later got all the way up to 3.8% as of last month, now down to 3.5%. That's higher than it was when Donald Trump was sworn back in, and that's higher than what is considered good for the economy. The promise was lower prices immediately, but instead we got tariffs and a fresh war, and it's all pushing inflation up, and it's making energy cost more. It's making everything cost more for Americans. But Trump goes, listen, give me a break. I haven't been in power very long. Donald Trump confronted with the claim from Vladimir Zelensky that Russia's giving Iran satellite imagery of US bases. And Trump is asked, what can you do about it? And Trump goes, well, I'm going to ask Putin about that. Let me ask my boss and the most trustworthy person in the world, Vladimir Putin.
President Zelensky says that Russia is giving Iran satellite imagery of U.S. bases in the Gulf to help them target. What can you do about that?
Well, we'll find out if that's true. I'll ask Putin about it. We'll find out. It hasn't had much impact because we've knocked the hell out of it. What do you think? If that's the case, look, they gave Venezuela a lot of equipment. Venezuela had all Russian equipment. How did that work out? Not too good. So they may be giving, but if they are, it hasn't worked out because they have no army, they have no air force, they have no navy, they have no nothing. So it hasn't worked out well. I don't think they've been doing it. Certainly not at a high level. And if they have, it has been very unimpactful.
Is that treason? Treason's a tough one. But I got a bunch of emails and saw a few comments about is it treasonous? Let's go and defer to the most trustworthy investigator in the world about his own war and the one we're waging, Vladimir Putin. Zelensky says Russia's been monitoring American bases and providing satellite imagery, including facilities which could then be targeted, and they are being targeted. And Trump goes, oh no, he's not outraged, by the way. He doesn't warn Putin. He just minimizes it and goes, I'll check with Vlad. I'll see what he tells me because he's always so honest with me. Remember, in Helsinki during Trump's first term, did you talk with Putin about Russia hacking the DNC? Yeah, he denied it. And, I believe him. Meanwhile, Putin keeps brutalizing Ukraine, and Russia may now be helping Iran target American bases. And Trump's instinct is, I'll talk to Vlad. Meanwhile, American service members are being killed. Iran remains dangerous, and Trump is back insisting that everything is going beautifully. But this wasn't even Trump's worst moment of the day. Trump then gave a speech in Michigan. You've got to see this. Appreciate you watching. Stick around for this next video, and don't forget to hit subscribe so you actually see our uploads. You can also catch the full podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.